Hi guys, Ape here of the PocketBot Collective. And today we're gonna have a look at Blurr and Ironhide by DX9. Now I have to say this was a lucky find a couple of weeks ago. Found them online, new in box. And why is it a lucky find? It's May 2022 right now. And these guys are from 2014. So they're 7 years old already. They come from the War in Pocket line from DX9. They're called Speedoo and Guartinel. Sort of a mash between Guardian and Sentinel, I guess. They were X1 and X02 of the line. So the first two of their War in Pocket line. Let's have a look at the box quickly, shall we? Some great artwork on there. DX9 War in Pockets. Not much on the side. Not sure if there was supposed to be a product shot there as well. But there you go. And then on the back, tech specs, vehicle mode and robot mode. Speedoo and Guartinel, who are of course Blurr and Ironhide. Now, what else do they come with? Not a whole lot, but something we have to talk about. There is a little pistol for Blurr, and when I put it in his hand the very first time, I couldn't even get it out anymore. There was paint on this handle that immediately chipped off as I pushed it into his hand. I tried getting it out with some WD-40. Nothing would give. Eventually, with a lot of patience and a lot of little twists and turns, I got it out in one piece without breaking it, so to say. But for some reason, the handle was molded too big, I guess. Once I got it out, I just sanded down the handle a little bit. Yeah, you lose the paint then, but there you go. But now it fits fine. By the way, also stores in robot mode because he has these two little holes up here. And it just pegs in there. In vehicle mode. So there you go. Ironhide comes with two weapons, but they are stored in vehicle mode already. Can't get to them now, but we'll get to that when we transform him. Let's have a quick look at them. Here is Blurr. And I think he's done very nice. Love the color scheme. There is a different version of him out there because together with Ratchet, they were also later on released in a 3-pack. And then the colorway is different. But I actually prefer this colorway on this guy. Not much at the bottom. There's no wheels or anything because, of course, Blurr is a Cybertronian vehicle that kind of hovers along, so to say. No other articulation in this mode. He is what he is, and he is fine. Especially because, like I said, this guy is from 2014. We haven't gotten a new Legend Scale Blurr so far. So, definitely something to say about this mold. And then Ironhide, good old Ironhide. Straight off, you can see all the panel lines, of course. I have to say, in hand, yes, you notice it, but it's not that bad. Nicely painted windows. Nice paint on the front. Some paint there on the back. Cleans up very well. You can see torso underneath. And the wheels roll, but they're a little bit stiff and hindered. So he can't roll freely, so to say. But he's a lovely little van. Let's do a quick comparison, shall we? I've brought in RC, who's also from the War in Pocket line from DX9, and I've brought in my Diaclone version of New Age's Ironhide. And let's have a look at that first, because this shows the progress through the years. This mold is from 2019, when it was released as regular Ironhide and Ratchet. And later on they released this version and a yellow version and so on and so on. But I just brought them in to see the difference in the mold. Obviously, this new age guy is molded a lot nicer, a lot cleaner. The panels aren't as obvious. And he does roll freely. Does that make this guy less of a figure? No way. It just shows the difference that 5 years can do in engineering these little guys. And actually, in robot mode, I have to say I prefer this Ironhide over this guy. But this guy serves his purpose as the Diaclone version. So there is that for Ironhide. And then for Blurr, I just thought I'd bring in another Cybertronian vehicle. RC, she has molded wheels, but they're not functional, so to say. There you go. And let's bring in an Iron Factory car. There you go. It's roughly the size of the Iron Factory car. A little slimmer, of course, but there you go. That is that for vehicle size comparisons. Now let's get these guys transformed, shall we? And we'll start off with Blurr. There we have Blurr, and sorry for the transformation sequence, I was trying to push the headpiece the wrong way, that's why it took a little bit longer than it should have, because these guys are easy to transform. Shall we go over articulation already? Guess we can, before we do Ironhide. Head is on a ball joint. You can go all the way around, look up, look down, look sideways, all of it. Shoulders are ball jointed, elbows are ball jointed, nothing at the wrist. Has a waist swivel, like you saw during transformation. Hips, ball jointed. Knees, ball jointed. Feet, ball jointed. It gives you all the range you need. And he's a very dynamic figure. Let's just put him like this for a sec. There we go. Now let's get into Ironhide. And there we have Ironhide. And as you can see, you can get these guys transformed easily. And I like that. It adds to the play factor of these figures. Very cool transformation. From a clean van to a cool looking robot mode. Has a bit of back cable. But again, 2014. It's not that bad. It has this hinge at the shoulder for transformation. Ball joint, ball joint. Has waist rotation. You can use this hinge as well, the transformation hinge, to have him look up and down a bit more. Because the head, even though it's on a ball joint, it's a little bit limited. Can get you all around and everything, and you can tilt it a little bit. But because of this construction behind his head, it's a little limited. Ball jointed hips. Again, gets you the full range. Ball joint in the knee. And the feet don't have a lot, but that's because of transformation. But this is a very interesting way of engineering the feet. I like it. And I said that his weapons were stored inside van mode, so to say. They are hidden, in his heels. So let's get these out. One there. And one here. So we can have a look at them. Just stand there for a minute, buddy. They're tiny. Here is a little blaster. And a little grip device, which he can dual wield. Come on. There's one. And also a little tight, but because the handles are a little smaller than the one on Blurr's gun, they're easier to remove. There we go. Blurr and Ironhide. Let's bring them in for a good look at that face sculpt. Unmistakably, this is Ironhide. And the same we can say for Blurr right here. He's got light blue on the eyes. Well, technically it's this light blue plastic, his whole head, or his face sculpt, so to say, with silver paint on it. And then this is a little helmet. Let's see if it pops off. Yeah, there we go. It's just a little helmet on there. Oh, come on. Knew I shouldn't have done that. There we go. It's easy to pop on there. I like all the paint apps that Blurr here has. It really makes him pop. So there we go. Now that we've got them in robot mode, let's do a couple of size comparisons. Stand up straight, buddy. There we go. We shall first bring in our boy, Runabout. And they scale pretty much like him. Tad bit smaller, maybe. But these guys are pretty much what started the whole Legend class lines, I think. Because I don't even know if Iron Factory was operational already by the time these guys came out. If you know, let me know. But yeah, these guys came out right around the time that Hasbro's Combiner Wars started. So the chop shops and the little shockwaves and stuff like that. That's when these guys came out. So, okay, a couple of more size comparisons. Here they are with New Age's Ironhide mold. Of course, this being the Diaclone version, or the Shattered Glass version if you want. But I got them for the Diaclone colorway. Here they are with Magic Square's Perceptor, which stands a little bit taller than them, but not that much. Still works in my opinion. And lastly, here they are with Core Class Prime from Hasbro, which also works. I get that some people might want their Prime a little bit bigger, but I don't think this is bad at all. It's a good looking group. Let's get Prime out of there again. And there we go. Guartinel and Speedoo from DX9's War in Pocket line. I think they, if you think about the fact that these guys were the start of their War in Pocket line, then this is a great start. Obviously, they also recolored him to be Ratchet, which unfortunately I don't have yet. They also came out with RC and Cup, of course, which I both have. And I think I still need to review them for this channel. And then they came out with the 3 Decepticons, Galvatron, Cyclonus, and Scourge. 2 versions of that Scourge available. The 2-pack version and the 3-pack version. One looks like Scourge, the other one more looks like a Sweep. Still looking for that one, the white version. And then, of course, their masterpiece, well, not masterpiece size, but masterpiece in the line, their Hulky, the Devastator Constructicon team that they came up with, which are all awesome. I love these guys. Yeah, they're simple, but they're a lot of fun, and I have nothing but appreciation for these guys and for what DX9 did back then. And for me, it still holds up till this day. I love these figures. All the DX9 figures. They're great. They're fun. They look good in both modes. Come with their weapons. Plenty of articulation. Must-haves, in my opinion. But who am I? Alright guys, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Ape out!